Greetings everyone and welcome to Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Shifar Aulako. Do stay with us. Now, the military operation in Tigray to subdue fugitive leaders of the TPLF is still going on, drawing international attention day by day. The clique, on the one hand, claims victory in certain battlegrounds and, on the other hand, calls on the international community to intervene. Talking to CNN, Ethiopian ambassador to the U.S., Fusum Araga, rebukes the tactics of the clique to confuse the international community through its loyal media houses. Kazaun Chani has more.
Fitsum Arega joins me now live from Washington. He's the Ethiopian ambassador to the United States.
Talking to CNN about the recent alleged bombardments of the Ethiopian government, which according to some international media houses claimed the lives of civilians, Ethiopian ambassador to the United States, Fitsum Arega, said his government is reviewing the situation. The ambassador said the government has no intention of harming civilians apart from hunting the fugitive leaders of the clique.
So to put the facts straight, first of all, it's the TPLF extremists that started the attack in November, and we're having a continuation of what transpired there. So the government of Ethiopia has responded like any government in the world would do to stop the terrorists destabilizing our people. So the recent attack also is a continuation of the terrorists, and the government is doing its best.
Regarding the presence of Eritrean troops, Ambassador Fitsum said the TPLF itself invited them by launching rocket attacks to Asmara. What they have been doing was protecting their borders, Ambassador said.
On the Eritrean withdrawal, first TPLF attacked Eritrea by missile, and they did attack on the ground from inside Ethiopia. They responded in self-defense. Now, diplomatic discussion with Eritrea regarding their orderly and complete withdrawal is going on.
Fitsum underscored the need to understand the tactics of TPLF to baffle the international community and the media so that they can easily disseminate disinformation.
In some pockets, the TPLF terrorists is blocking aid movements. They are known for the disinformation, and sometimes they get it done through some, unfortunately, international media.
With regard to cooperation with the United States and other allies, Fitsum noted that Ethiopia is always committed to cement its ties with its strategic allies and value the support it has been garnering so far.
A joint forum of political parties operating in the state of Oromia commenced the process of the 6th general elections. The forum calls on all political parties to settle all kinds of disputes or election irregularities through peaceful mechanisms. The process of the election has been a critical step forward to capitalize on democratic practices in the country, the forum indicated. The forum, in its press briefing, announces that it has been working to make the election peaceful jointly with other stakeholders. The election disproves doubts of several entities that have been expecting chaos and disruption, the forum underlined. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has inaugurated the African Leadership Excellence Academy in Sulta town. The academy will serve as a capacity-building hub where trainings will be given to high-level officials of the continent. Habtamu Ashagri has more on that.
Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed inaugurated Saturday the Africa Leadership Excellence Academy with an outlay of 2.2 billion birr at 14 hectares of land in Sulta town in the state of Oromia. Speaking on the occasion, the Premier said the academy helps to produce qualified and skilled leaders by providing wisdom for all trainees as excellence center in the continent.
ይህ አካዳሚ ለኢትዮጵያ የመንግስት አመራሮች የቢዝነስ አመራሮች እንዲሁም ተተኪ ወጣቶች
This academy is expected to be a source of wisdom for government leaders, business persons, and new reimbursement leaders to the nation. The problem of Africans is losing the light of wisdom, knowledge, and backwardness, that we are fighting each other, which is a sign of building rifts among us. This may show that we are living without vision. To combat these and related challenges, we have constructed and inaugurated the best academy in the continent. It is also an exemplary project depicting how Ethiopia is succeeding in availing social infrastructure.
According to the Premier, further activities are needed to bring qualified domestic and foreign leaders in the academy.
Apart constructing this building and infrastructure, we need to undertake additional tasks to make this academy a source of wisdom. The priority cause of our problem is our backwardness. I hope this academy will play an unprecedented role to Ethiopia and African countries. We have to work hard and strengthen our social capital to reconcile the continent, to solve its challenges, as well as to bring stable Africa. This academy also gives short and long-term trainings to Ethiopian and other foreign leaders in the continent.
Chinese ambassador to Ethiopia for his part said the construction of the academy is showing the comprehensive and strategic partnership of the two countries as well as in continental level.
It is another major achievement of China-Ethiopia and China-Africa cooperation, and another vivid manifestation of the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership between the two countries. It highlights the profound friendship between China and Africa.
The Chinese government is committed to extend support to the academy to help it generate excelling leaders that are capable of sustaining the ongoing development in Ethiopia.
The purpose of this project is to strengthen cooperation between the parties and cultivate more outstanding leaders for Ethiopia's development. We can envisage that with a good mood in this present and inviting yard, batches of officials will master the core concept of national development.
According to the ambassador, China is always committed to work cooperatively with Ethiopia as well as other African countries in various fields.
I would like to take this opportunity to reaffirm China's commitment to strengthening experience sharing with Ethiopia and other friendly countries on party building and governance. Standing here, I would like to give special thanks to our Ethiopian partners, the contractor and the management company who make it possible.
China appreciates the commitment of the Ethiopian government as well as other pertinent steps to finalize the construction of the academy. High government officials, members of the diplomatic community, including diplomats from Chinese embassy and community representatives have attended the inaugural ceremony.
It's now up to Egypt to come on board and agree with us that we are going to share these waters.
So Ethiopia is basically saying, rain falls onto the ground, forms a river, we just want to use it to generate power.
You people have got rain, these were the British. So you people in the tropics, you have got rainwater, so you don't need the river water. Of course, we have now rejected this.
Some countries rely on this water more than others, or are thinking about it more than others. But that does not give them any more right on the use of this water than others. The colonial agreements cannot be accepted as valid anymore.
ህዳሴ ዛሬም በተለያየ መንገድ የሚደረግ ማንኛውም የቅኝ ግዛት እሳቢዎችን የማናስተናግድ በአፍሪካ ነፃ የሆነች ሀገር ብቻ ሳይሆን በአፍሪካ ነፃ ሆና የምትቀጥል ሀገር መሆኗን የምናረጋግጥበት ፕሮጀክት ነው።
Now moving on, in Ethiopia, a massive engineering project more than a decade in the making is taking shape. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam looks set to transform life in the country, providing reliable power to a population long plagued by blackouts. Jerusalem has more on that from Channel 4.
አንድ ቀን ጫካም ተዳ ነገ ገበያ ነው የምትሄደው ሁሉ ቀን ይደከማል አቁም የለም ወጋቡ ይቆረጣል
It's unforgiving work here in the hinterlands outside Addis Ababa. Asagedech and her friends create a living for their families, selling firewood collected from the forest.
ይግሩ ይደከማል አቁሙ ይደከማል ሁሉ ቀን ይሸከማል ይደከማል አንድ ቀን ጫካ ነው አንድ ቀን በገበያ ነው ምትነው
Over 60% of Ethiopian people, like Asagedech, have no access to electricity. But the government hopes to change all that, and this is how they are planning to make the difference. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a $5 billion mega project, will be Africa's largest dam, generating hydropower from the Blue Nile, locally known as the Abai River. The aim is to electrify Ethiopia and propel this country into the 21st century. For many Ethiopians, like these demonstrators in the capital, the project is a source of enormous national pride.
እኛ አንድ ከሆንን እንደ ህዳሴ አይነት አንድ አይደለም ሶስቱን መገንባት የምንችል ስለ ልቦና የተጎናጸፈን ለማንም ማንበርክ
ታዲያ ደግሞ ኢትዮጵያ በጣም የውሃ ባለሀብትና ባለሀብት ነች አባይን እንገድባለን የራሳችን ነው ማንም
Financial support from global financiers like the World Bank and other Western donors was not possible. But the $5 billion project cost is now being made by the public. Ethiopians from all walks of life come to small tents like this to contribute to the project. They are then given a certificate which they proudly show their people remember that they have done their part. Ethiopia's population of 115 million is Africa's second biggest. But energy shortage has stunted the economy and with GERD, the next generation's hope for the future. Aklilu works in this small furniture factory, but without reliable electricity supply. It's a constant struggle to fulfill orders.
እንዴት እንደሆነ ግራ ነው የሚገባ በቃ መንግስትም የሚጠብቀን ነገር በሙሉ ከማድረግ ወደ ኋላ አላለም አንድ ቦንድ አይደለም ሁለት ቦንድ አይደለም አራት አምስት ጊዜ አዋተን ግን የፈለገው ነው እኔ ያህል አላለም እኔ እውነቴን ነው የምልህ በመብራት ምክንያት ከስራው ልወጣ እችላለሁ ልተወው ይችላል ምክንያቱም ካንተ የሚሻልም አይሻልም መጥተው ይሰዱሃል ቤቱ መብራት ጠፍቶ እዚህ መጥተው ይጮሃል
Minister of Water, Irrigation and Energy stated he is hopeful the new dam will help reverse this trend.
So many young people are migrating legally and illegally in so many directions in search of job, in search of better life. Here we have to build that kind of mechanism and system.
The minister added another benefit of the dam would be environmental.
When you link it to climate change, Ethiopia's hydro can play very useful role. Renewable energy means every year as long as rainfall and runoff exists, water comes to the dam site and then that accumulated water can generate electricity.
After a long day of gathering firewood to sell for little money, Asagedech and her friends hope the dam project will prove life-changing.
እኛ ምሰጣው ያው ሱ ኤሌክትሪኩን መምጣቱ ያው በጣም የኛ ችግር ነው አይናችን ማረቤት ገፍተን ስንሰራ ኡምባ ይወጣል ጪስ አለው ሲያፍነን እኛ ሌላ ነገር ይዛል በጣም እንትን ያማል እንደሞ ተሸክመን እስከ ከጫካ መተን አሁን ቤት ደሞ አርፈን ምሳችን በልተን ጫካ ስንሄድ በጣም ይደክመናል
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam will undoubtedly shape the future of the next generation.
تعديلنا تقاهدو تحلمنا تعديلنا تقاهدو تحلمنا ششاينا ديو سسينو عميرو وتورينا
ውድ ተመልካቾቼ አሁን ማሳያችሁ የትግረኛ የእግር አጣጣል ነው። ስለዚህ የትግረኛ የእግር አጣጣልና የሚሽከረከሩትን አጨፋፈር ደብል ሲንግል ሲሄድ 1 2 1 2 እዛ ጋር ሆናችሁ ረጋ ብላችሁ ከእንደገና ነው መመለስ። ስለዚህ 1 2 1 2 ተቀማጫው ማለት። ስለዚህ ደብል እየሰራችሁ እንደምታው እንዲህ መሽከርከር 1 2 1 በነገራችን ላይ ይህ ጭፈራ ለሴቶችም ለወንዶችም ይሆናል። ሴቶች እንደዚህ ቀሚሳቸውን ይዘው ወንዶች ደግሞ እጃቸውን በመልቀቅ እንደዚህ የሚሰሩ ስራ ይሆናል። ስለዚህ 1 2 1 2 ስለዚህ ይህ ስራ የሚጠቅመው ወደፊት ወደ ኋላ መሄድ ከፈለጋችሁ እንደዚህ ለመስከተል ከፈለጋችሁ
Welcome back, you're still watching Addis News Hour. The Ethiopian government, jointly with the UNHCR, is set to build refugee camps mainly for Eritrean refugees in the state of Amhara. Receiving land for the construction, UNHCR representative lauds Ethiopia's commitment to hosting refugees. Goshu Melissa presents the story as follows.
Ethiopian Agency for Refugees and Returning Affairs and UNHCR are set to build a new refugee camp in the state of Amhara to move Eritrean refugees from the Shimelva and Hitsas refugee shelters in Tigray that has been closed due to security threats. North Gondar zone of the Amhara region has handed over land for the construction of the camps in a ceremony attended by representatives of both parties. Speaking on the occasion, UNHCR country director commended Ethiopia as a strong partner in welcoming refugees.
It's now generations, decades that the government and people of Ethiopia have been with open arms welcoming refugees from the neighboring countries, fleeing conflict, fleeing strife, problems with agriculture, lack of food, lack of an environment, and just seeking peace and security for themselves, for their children. Ethiopia, over the years, has welcomed refugees and continues to do so.
Ethiopian Agency for Refugees and Returning Affairs Director for his part affirmed that Ethiopia will continue its solidarity with people in need of protection.
Ethiopia is one of the East African nations that signed declarations of African Union, IGAD, and regional human rights protection. The country has a tested experience in welcoming and hosting refugees. Currently, Ethiopia hosts close to 1 million refugees and asylum seekers from Eritrea, Sudan, South Sudan, and Somalia. Generally, refugees who come from 26 countries live in 25 refugee camps in Ethiopia.
UNHCR country director underscored that Ethiopia has shown its everlasting generosity to refugees.
Today's program, it's really a joyous occasion, another demonstration of the people and the government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and their everlasting generosity to the refugee cause. We're here today in this setting. The local authorities have given the permission for refugees to occupy this land, over 91 hectares of arable land with water, with the capacity to hold well over 20,000 refugees, Eritrean refugees, who have been forced to flee and have found a home, peace and security in Ethiopia. The camps where we have been occupying in Tigray are overflowing and we need more space, and the local zonal authorities and the war raiders have stepped up and offered the use of this land for the refugees. We are very grateful. The international community, UNHCR, all our partners are extremely grateful to the government of Ethiopia.
The new refugee camp, which is supposed to be completed in a very short period of time, will receive 15,000 to 20,000 refugees.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says Ethiopia began to repatriate a large number of migrants from Saudi Arabia. Thousands were repatriated Saturday with up to 6 flights per day. Alula Taklamariam tells you more on that.
Documents show that there are tens of thousands of both documented and undocumented Ethiopians in the Middle East. It has become now mandatory to repatriate those large number of Ethiopian migrants who've been detained for more than a year in Saudi Arabian refugee camps. The Ethiopian delegation last Saturday conferred with Saudi Arabian officials regarding the protection of the rights of Ethiopian citizens in the country and further facilitate the repatriation process. Accordingly, the repatriation will be carried out with up to 6 flights per day, and more than 2,000 compatriots are expected to return back to Ethiopia from Saudi Arabia on Saturday.
We will repatriate over 40,000 Ethiopian migrants within the coming 2 weeks. There is a task force team for facilitating this big operation, and hopefully we will finalize it, bringing back all our citizens to their motherland in 2 weeks' time.
Returnees express their happiness for coming back home, recalling those old mayhems they have passed through.
We have had tough times as we used to experience tortures and harsh jail conditions. This is not something we expected before. What I can say right now is, please reach out those Ethiopians who still are in prison. As we speak, a large number of our citizens are in prison. Women are experiencing tough time in Saudi Arabia, so it is time to promptly address the problem.
It is to be recalled that the Ethiopian and Saudi Arabian officials reviewed the achievements and challenges of repatriating undocumented migrants in their discussion to speed up the process. Reports indicate that Saudi Arabia took the same measures in 2013, and the Ethiopian government was forced to repatriate over 150,000 Ethiopians.
Ethiopian ambassador to Qatar, Samia Zakaria, has urged travelers to explore tourist attractions in the country as pandemic restrictions are being eased globally. During a dinner reception hosted by the embassy to highlight the features of the country, the ambassador said visitors from Qatar, both citizens and residents, can visit Ethiopia to explore the country's rich heritage. Tourism plays a significant role in Ethiopia's GDP, contributing $7.4 billion to the country's economy in 2018, an increase of $2.2 billion in 2017, according to statistics from World Travel and Tourism Council. The ambassador highlighted the country's strategic location on the Horn of Africa between the Middle East, Asia, and Africa, making it ideal for investors. The Ethiopian envoy emphasized that visitors from Qatar can travel via Qatar Airways or Ethiopian Airlines, which operate 6 flights a week collectively. The event was attended by ambassadors, international organizations, agencies, professors from Hamad bin Khalifa University, and business promoters, according to the Peninsula.
The greatest journeys, the greatest sights, the greatest adventures. We're your passport to the wonders of Africa.
To bring you stories of struggle, survival, and hope.
So let's explore.
Now, in our continental news, Egypt is looking to benefit from China's